are back in the studio, and Lynn Keefe, head of General Services, made it here this morning and has been doing such a good job. So Lynn, I know you have many things to tell us about what's happening, updating, and et cetera, so go ahead.
Well, first, we have staff who are just so committed to doing whatever they can to meet resident needs and expectations. So most residents, I think, are aware that we had staff who stayed here from Friday night on, and we just thank them for their dedication, their patience, and certainly their hard work. And they have been working hard. Our painters and our maintenance crew become snow pushers when we have this, and they have been working to do just such a great job here. So one, if you see a staff member, thank them. Same with many dining staff, and we really appreciate what we hear from the residents. It is a team effort, and everybody works hard. So as they are pushing snow, we thank residents for being flexible as we have to put off non-routine or routine maintenance. We certainly address the emergency situations, but their priority has been snow, and boy, have we had a lot of it. So,
do you know how many inches exactly?
Well, I'm not sure, here exactly at Green Spring, but I think, anywhere between well over 2 feet to 3 feet of snow. And I just commend the team. It really takes that round-the-clock attention to have things look like they do here. Now, I want to point out, just as so many of my colleagues have, just because it looks this great here, it's not safe to go beyond Green Spring. Main roads are okay, but they're still a little dicey in places, and neighborhoods are still being cleared. So stay here, don't go anywhere, and help stay off the roads so that those can continue to be cleared. We have priorities, obviously, as they're removing snow during the storm. Their priorities were the main roads and the clubhouse circles. They did a great job in keeping up with that. And they have cleared parking lots. They are working, as you can imagine, with all of that snow. Where do you put it? And so we are staging some snow in front of Hunter's Crossing right now, and they are going to be prioritizing where they're clearing it and how we go about doing that and hauling the snow to areas where we can dump it. We appreciate residents' patience as we have not begun vehicle cleaning yet. It's a huge job.
Oh, yeah.
We know folks are eager to have that done, and we will get to it just as quickly as reasonable. And in the meantime, you don't need to go anywhere. If you anticipate needing to go somewhere and your vehicle is not clean, make sure that you have an alternate plan. Contact our transportation department. They are providing services. They did suspend services during the storm so that they were out of the way of those plowing, but those services are fully functional today, and we're so grateful for that. So the snow has ended, the temperatures have come up, and melting.
Might rain.
Yes, I experienced a little rain on my way in today. We don't expect a lot, but just with the warmer temperatures, we know that melting is occurring, and so we are experiencing some leaks, and our team is addressing those. Some have to do with ice damming, drain clogs, and just the volume of snow. We have a variety of areas that have small portions of flat roofs, things like that, and we are working to respond to each situation. So please be patient. Contact us as soon as you identify a problem, and we will be there to assist. So,
well, you're probably finding out things about in terms of leaks that you would never have dreamed would develop into a leak.
Well, and certainly as anybody who's experienced a leak, where it starts and where it comes out is not always easy to determine.
Right.
And it's difficult right now because you cannot be on the roofs. because of the ice and all of the snow. So we will deal with each situation as it arises. It can always be a pull cord if it's significant, or a call to maintenance, and we'll address those as we can. You know, something else that's impacted that our team works on is trash. And so we did extra trash pickup on Friday with our vendor, knowing that they would not be providing service over the weekend. Unfortunately, they have yet to return to campus. And so to manage the volume, residents probably are not noticing because their trash is still being removed. However, our team needs to pick it up, and then they're hauling it to our large compactor, which is behind Garden Ridge, so that it takes up the least amount of space. And they are doing that. It's very time consuming and tiring, but we're doing what we need to until the trash hauler is able to return to campus. We've assured them that we're very clear and ready for them to respond, but like jurisdictions across the area, trash has been suspended, and we are working with them patiently. Hopefully we'll have them back on campus tomorrow.
Well, and residents and friends, don't put, little bags of trash out every day. If you can keep some of that in your apartment till things get back to normal.
Anything folks can do to help, we hope to return to normal just as soon as we can.
Right.
I also wanted to share just a bit of information. Prior to the snow starting, we have been working on the building envelope, the roof projects, following up from prior year sprinkler line breaks. And so work at both Crestwood Court and Maple Creek was fully completed, and they had started work on Canterbury Square. And that work will continue when they're able to return to the roofs. In the meantime, hopefully by week's end, they will continue some work in the attic spaces. People have been very, very accommodating for that work as we have to move equipment around to do that. But we thank folks for their understanding. It's quite a crew and quite an operation, not all visible to residents. Certainly it's quite a spectacle when they are up on the roofs doing the work, and they'll return as quickly as they can when it is safe to do so. And that work will continue, and we'll have information. We will be doing some listening posts in the coming weeks. We have 3 resident ambassadors who are meeting with us to make sure that they understand the project and to share that information with residents.
Well, that's good.
So more information to come. I would also share, while I'm here, and to talk about parking. I continue to hear some questions from folks about the goal of parking, and it really is to make the best use of the space that we have, because it is a limited resource, and our goal is not to generate revenue or more revenue or to direct folks to reserve parking. So if folks have specific questions, we'd welcome a call or a question to me or a member of our General Services Committee. We're happy to address that. But we have, year over year, very little change in the number of reserved spaces that residents have chosen. We've had an increase this year with the program of about 30 spaces, but there's plenty of available parking for residents across the campus. Unfortunately, what we don't have an ample resource of is a space in front of everyone's door.
Well, I wonder about the employees who park outside of the gate. In this at this particular time. How do they get shuttled in, or what?
So right now there's very little to no parking outside the gates, as the plowing really has not allowed for that, because the streets are narrow. So folks are making do and parking where they can. We're still doing work on the employee deck to make sure that we have as many spaces available to our employees. We thank residents for not moving their vehicles to the employee deck. It's the only space they have to park. So we continue to work on that and make parking available. And folks are flexible in carpooling and doing what they need to get here.
Well, it just sounds like a sort of impossible kind of problem to solve to make everybody happy, which It is.
That's the DC metropolitan area. I think we never have enough parking anywhere. If you've lived in this area, we know that's always a challenge. But like so many things, this is community living, and we'll continue to work together to make it the best experience for the residents as possible.
And my favorite saying is, "It is what it is."
Well, and when we're not sure of what it is, then we'll address it and work together to solve it.
Yes. And be kind and polite to each other when you're doing that. Not, it's temporary. Anyhow, the
Yes.
snow will go, and
The snow will melt. Yes,
and soon it will be spring, and then it'll be summer, and then it'll be too hot.
that's right. We always want to look ahead.
Right. So that's all that good information for us, and I hope many folks are watching and listening to ease their minds a bit about some of the questions they had, perhaps. So.
And we just thank everyone for their flexibility. Many residents also pitched in to volunteer
Yes.
in dining rooms, and those are the good things that come out of these big events like storms and weather. So it was a great experience in that. I don't think any of us want to do that again with all the
Not
snow,
soon.
but it certainly is one of the great outcomes, and we thank everyone for their consideration and collaboration.
Well, as a resident, I'm sure I speak for most folks that we really thank all of the employees who spent, I understand there were over 200 people that spent nights here just to keep everything feeling very normal. Mm-hmm. And even Ben was in the dining room carrying a tray. Mm-hmm. So we are very fortunate to live here at this time in our lives and have this kind of service. So thank you so much. And it's great to have you here this morning, and you have a few minutes to sit, but you had to be working here as well.
Absolutely. It's a team effort, and pleased to work at such a great place. And we hope folks continue to just stay warm and enjoy things here at Green Spring.
And stay here. Don't go out there on the road unless it's absolutely.
That's right. It's still a little crazy out there, so
Yeah.
stay in.
So thank you, Lynn.